Oh.
So you try sneaking away, and Slug is just like, "Oh yes, you want good water? You come with me. Down table to water. Over here. Yes, yes. Great God box.
Oh,
They love that word, don't they?
I am
We like it
curious
better
what
in our
this.
language. It sounds better.
I am curious what's the circles at the bottom are. If anybody want to come with me.
They look like bathrooms, I'm guessing.
There's the tree.
Oh,
So what's interesting is that you see piles of junk everywhere, and it's not very normal for troglodyte layers to actually have bathrooms. So it's very unusual that they would have latrines, given that everything else they have is piled up into the corners of floors and stacked on top of each other.
huh.
Where did Aster go?
Just up near the exit.
Okay.
All right. Betsalel is going to sneak off for one moment while the others are gone. He's going to use one round of his Child of Dissolution to sneak off around the corner.
So you're going to use your ability to turn invisible racially.
Yes.
Okay, so you basically become a shadow and start creeping along. Okay, can your whole party make a perception check versus your stealth? Just in case anyone wants to warn you off from doing anything.
I think Judge is the only one who needs to make the check.
All right. Well, so base stealth without invisibility.
Where'd you go? Weird. This is a weird day.
Yeah, I'm just looking around to make sure everything's on the up and up.
Okay, Betzel,
So-
so you have, like, what, 3 rounds?
I only did one round because I just want to get around
So
out of
where are
cover
you going
from
to?
the other guy. So I'm going to go down to. It sounded like this was something that seemed unusual
That was
that
in
I
the
noticed
tree.
was in. Yes.
No, you know
Well,
what?
that is.
Let's see. Where do I want to check out? So, has there been any areas where it seemed like he wanted me to not go?
Nope.
The God box.
He didn't have a problem with you going to the God box either.
He just warned us that it was dangerous.
And that
Oh,
you
okay.
should only go with him.
In other words, he was. I'm gonna go ahead and at some point I
Alright.
will detect evil upon the
He is. So, Betzelal
Guy
is
who's with
going
us.
to go
and then
into
one of the
the
elders.
room with the God box right there. So, out
Okay.
of range of the pole.
Well, how do you know how long the range is?
I
Based
speak
on.
to these guys in Draconic. So, how long have your tribe been here?
Oh, we have been here since the God box. Great God box.
How long has the God box been here?
The God box has always been here.
So, which one's here first, the God box or you?
So,
God box
Betzelal is
and
going
tribe. So, just to resolve everything here real quick. The Trogs have been here forever. The God box, Great God box, has been here forever. No one
Okay.
detects as evil. And Betzelal, what's happening with you?
I'm going to take an extended perception check now that I'm in that room, if no one seems to have noticed me.
No one has currently noticed you.
And I'm going to make a perception check on how to, like, dismantle the door.
Okay, so
Do I need to? Even?
let's see here. All of the items on your equipment all begin lifting and jangling, Betzelal, immediately giving away your position. And Slug comes running in. He's like, "You should not get close to Godbox wearing all of that. Very dangerous. Sometimes people die." He starts waving around like a spear and he says, "No, you come back. It's bad for you." Aster, let's see here. You're looking for ways to do something with the door?
take apart, remove from the wall.
You could probably lift the doors. They do seem incredibly heavy. The door would need to be opened and then pulled out of its pins on the wall.
Like, would this be too heavy for me alone?
What's your strength modifier?
My strength modifier, just +1.
You could never lift this door.
I could, I believe.
No. You get like one of those comical David Spade, you know, like you're putting all your force behind it, like, "Argh." It's not going anywhere. So, Betslaw, what's happening with you? Slog seems pretty excitable right now. He's telling you not to go any closer, or you could be in danger.
Well, the thing is, I don't seem to sense anything wrong with his sentiment. Seems like he has my best interest in mind, from all I can tell. Do a sense motive, I guess.
Okay.
Good, I completely believe him.
You have no ability to read troglodytes. Like, their faces are so reptilian, and their eyes are blinking like sideways rather than up and down. Vertical, horizontal is reversed, and you're just like, whoa, his face is so weird. I can't read it.
All right. I step away, but I take a longing glance at all those expensive items I see stuck on that thing.
Okay.
So I'm leaving.
All right. No one's worried about the fact that Pastor is now running around alone, away from the rest of the party.
He's a big boy.
Everybody on this level has been up to snuff and appropriate with us. I do not feel like he deserves.
He's a big boy. He can handle himself.
I'm
As you saw with Spider.
doing something very interesting.
Okay.
God, stupid.
I'd like to check out the other area next.
Which other area?
I think
Like
we've
that-
seen everything.
Hold up. I already talked to these tribal men. I'm going to talk to the upper tribal men real quick
Okay.
to see their
You're gonna
opinion
talk to
on.
the blues.
Yeah. So, what's the difference between blue and green?
Blue is blue. Green is green.
Hmm.
He says,
What are?
"You're a holy man. Understand this."
Oh, wait a minute. There's more back
He
here.
indicates that the tribal leader is back in this area.
Okay. I wish to speak to the tribal leader.
Okay. There's little light in this group of narrow corridors and alcoves. Bits of bone, discarded tools, crude weapons, and improvised satchels made from scraps lie here and there. The concentrated troglodyte stench is tremendous. This is obviously the creature's lair. You say, "You speak with Savisk. Savisk only speak Draconic."
I speak Draconic. I wish to know about your people and how would they brought upon this land, other than the God Box and the God Box been here forever, or is that
Savisk
just what he
kinda
says?
bows to you and says, "I am the honored priestess, Savisk. What is your designation?"
Just information, making sure you're not hostile. Y'all seem like peaceful people that love their land.
I think he asked what you are.
Oh,
He asked for your name.
my name is Snacks.
She whispers with your two acolytes, and then turns and says, "Snacks, you have honored the God Box." And this sounds like a question.
What do you mean by honored? Does sacrifice thing?
And they both everyone in the room kind of frowns and says, "Great God Box." And Slog is like, yes, the sacrifice. Yes.
Yes, we paid our sacrifices.
He says, "Good. I will tell you of our tribe. Once, long ago, we were without the God Box." And the two acolytes behind her go, "Great God Box. Blue and green war with each other throughout the woods. The hills echo with our thunder. Many die. Tribe becomes smaller and smaller. Green and blue both run purple with troglodyte blood. Then we find the God Box.
Great God Box.
God Box. Are you actually saying that, Arubis?
Yes.
Both of the acolytes turn towards you and start nodding and raise their spears into the air. And she says, yes, great God Box. I tell you now of the time we came down here. The God Box, great God Box. Separate
God
blue
Box.
and green into separate corners. It make us do things. It make us make retreat so that we can do the thing in peace. Keep us in line so we do not kill each other. And in return, it provide us with food and water. Good food, good water. Tastes very good.
How did it make you do this?
It tell us in our mind to do things.
Hmm.
It sends
Whoa.
servant as well. Servants help.
What is
Great
servants?
God Box watches everything, everywhere.
Great God Box.
Great God Box. It see all things, all times, all places. And so we are very honored, God Box, Great God Box.
Great God Box.
Find itself here at this place and time to watch over our great and strong tribes, blue and green. We are very honored, and we stand much above rest of world.
Alright. Alright.
Oh, thank you. I nod my head. Just one more thing I do
Before you
want.
go, she says, your visit here will be recorded in great blue and green lore. Very exciting. Always good when adventurers come here and not die. Good times.
Wait a minute, there was
I am,
adventurers before you?
Many adventurers come here. They are foolish. They do not listen to our warnings. They find themselves stuck to Godbox and we cannot help them. They die of starvation.
Okay, as long as y'all didn't kill them.
No, Godbox take them. They do not sacrifice properly, and so Godbox sacrifice for them.
I'm not going anywhere near that thing as a little metal gnome.
Alright.
Okay,
Now
I have one.
goes, I'd like to move to me because I'd like to start yelling. I'm in the bottom with the brother guy of Slog.
Okay, so when you're down there, Cog is like, Cog no want you here. You cannot just wander around. You must go back to Slog.
I'm gonna stand here and start yelling. Saying, not loud enough for others to hear. Godbox is stupid.
I see.
So you are going to yell heresy while completely separated from the rest of the party?
Not just loud enough for these two to hear.
Well, he starts calling out, and numerous troglodytes surround you from every direction. And he says, we ask you to leave. Your heresy not appreciated, but we simply ask you to leave, no problem. Must go. And they start pushing you towards the door. We don't want to fight you.
Just so good.
Why can't they just try and kill me already?
So
Yeah.
damn polite.
And we've got the whole story. We understand them. There's no reason to kill intelligent creatures that are just living their own life here.
Well, there is the strange possibility of a mind-controlling mastermind in here.
Yeah, but even then, the mastermind isn't controlling them, compelling them to do harmful things. It's like, live your life like you would normally, but abide by these traditions that will keep you safe and keep you from harming each other and other people.
Yes.
No.
And dig bathrooms. I
And
mean,
make
what sort of
toilets.
evil world was that?
There's one more
All in
thing I'd
all-
like to do before we go. I'd like to
Okay.
check out the God box. I
Okay.
dropped my metal objects, I guess my belt buckles, because wizards don't have that much metal objects, and I gave up my gauntlet, so that's the big metal object I had.
So let me
Okay.
ask Snacks. I'm guessing, given your name, you probably have a rotund stomach as a halfling. If you
Yeah, I
drop
have
your
kind of
belt
a belly.
buckle in your belt, are your pants gonna fall down?
I don't think will I be wearing pants? I think I'll be wearing Mage's robes right now.
Okay, all right. Then why are you wearing a belt buckle?
Because it looks swagger.
I see. So when you enter, all of your gear immediately begins pulling towards the god box. And Slug says, "No! Do not harm yourself, outsider. It's very bad. Not good."
I thought he had already dropped everything metal.
Yeah, like belt
He says,
buckles.
"Do not
anything
go
that's metal
towards the
based.
god box."
Okay, I take off all metal objects and step back in. Is it fine now?
Yep. Right, you said you
Okay.
had taken them all off first, but he's still telling you not to go towards it.
Don't tell him. I tell him I'm not going to hurt Bob Butts. I just want to examine it. I detect magic on it.
It is not magical. There is quite a bit of magic on it, but the god box itself is not magical.
Um,
This
What magical
god
items
box.
was?
Do not be concerned with his treachery. He is not here to harm you, great god box.
I tell him thank you. What magical items do I see on there?
Interesting. Very well.
And I was going to do a knowledge check to figure out how does it work, because I'm pretty sure I haven't seen a magnet like this big before.
I would say knowledge engineering is what's going to be needed for this.
Okay.
I'm not sure that magnetism would be general knowledge among Pathfinders, since really the only
Magnets is something you can buy in
Right.
starting equipment.
But let me ask, you guys can buy magnets. How much do you know about magnetism?
True.
actually,
Not everyone is an electrical engineer like myself.
Well, all it takes is physics 102.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess for basic magnetism, sure.
That's all
I
you
know
need for
that magnets
understanding.
generally pull metal and that it gets weaker the further away you are. I think that's about
That's
as
based
much
on
as
the
my
orient-
character
It
would
Based
know.
on the orientation of the... Yeah, whatever.
Well, I didn't roll that high. I'm just trying to like figure this thing out. To talk to them, so I was thinking, oh, there might be something interesting on it. But what items did I see on it? Just
you
as a side
see,
note.
Lots of weapons, but rather than list them, I'll just tell you the ones that are magical, which is a +1 greatsword, a +1 heavy steel shield, a +1 light steel shield, a brooch of shielding.
Huh.
And
Well,
there's
it's not.
close to 150 items attached to the god box, plus everything you guys added.
Okay. Not mine to take, so nothing I could really say here or do. I see no foul play.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Leave?
I just... Yeah, I can't imagine, like...
Betzalel wants to grab the stuff, but he's not willing to just outright slay everyone to have the time to mess with it.
Judge isn't willing to grab the stuff, but he is... But I am personally willing to. But, you know, can't, because situation at hand. So I'm willing to just leave.
Yeah. This one's a bust, unfortunately.
It's a
Yeah.
lot of...
Welcome
That's
to
weird.
the weirdest level I've ever seen. So everyone's okay with just moving ahead?
I think we have to. I mean, in character, I can't think of a reason for us to do anything else.
Yeah,
They're not evil. They're not causing trouble. They're living in peace. This thing caused them
if we
not
were
to have
to,
war.
yeah, if we were to disrupt them and they didn't die, they would start to fight again or something. And honestly, this level is not. You can't unless you're a murder hobo. You're not gonna kill these things.
The only thing we didn't do was eat the pink slime or eat whatever he gave us or offered us.
Yeah.
Some of you drank the water.
Yeah.
But
It's very and it's providing from. We don't know how it's providing from.
I'm wondering if in
I
character.
wonder, can I detect magic on the water?
Yes, the water is not magical.
Okay, then I can't think of anything. It's
well,
like,
we could
and they're
sit around.
civilized too. They use bathrooms.
If you guys don't mind being sickened for a while, we could observe their tribe for a longer period of time to better document the situation at hand. I mean, water has to refill itself at some point, right?
So Slog
Well-
is like, Slog, interested in your documenting us while we are documenting you. Sound recursive to Slog.
Well,
Yes,
we
it's
might as well-
it's standard adventuring procedure that I was ordered to do in case it becomes necessary for Law reasons, but you don't have to worry about
Okay.
that.
So overnight, all the water in the basin disappears and new water just appears out of nowhere.
I'm wondering if it would be in character or not. If so for my character just to freak out and start hurting them. I'm legitimately questioning it.
Judge would be against you. I guess he can't PvP, but he wouldn't join in the fight. That's
Well-
why it's hard for me to justify just attacking them.
If we weren't prohibited from PvP, we might basically try and restrain you with non-lethal. Because it would be, oh my god, our teammate just went insane and is killing innocents.
Dulu's
Let's
talking to
hold
him.
him down.
Did the same thing happen with the food side? We would have had one
Yep.
person sitting there.
All the
Okay.
pink slime disappears and a new batch of pink slime appears in an instant. The meat
Yeah, we're
looks
doing the
super
Pathfinder.
rancid, like completely disgusting.
But they like it, so. I, of course, opt for my trail rations.
Maybe I'm going to take up all my metal equipment and start kicking the god box. Maybe.
Okay, you start kicking the god box. Nothing happens. Slog freaks out, and 2 more troglodytes show up to all start, like, convincing you not to injure the god box or you may be hurt.
For your safety.
Can nothing enrage these people?
Well,
There's no
they're
reason.
pretty angry, but they're not willing to hurt you over it.
Yeah, they're good
Great,
people.
god box will provide.
Hey, there's no reason
Great
to
God box.
openly instill hostility amongst them. Even though I want you to, out of character.
Esther,
So let me
starting a
ask
war.
real quick, is anyone still opposed to heading down to the next level? I know you're trying to find ways around it.
Yeah.
Should we like put an X if we're okay with it or something?
Sure.
Maybe I can attack the god box and make it attack me.
Looks like
So-
it's just you, Aster. How would you attack the god box?
We have no weapons.
I don't know anymore.
It's
Quarter
time
staff.
to go.
Christian Paizo, you're so ingenious in what you do.
Very well. By the time you leave, all the residents have survived, and the god box is still active. Within 2 weeks, God Home is back to normal. The troglodytes have put any removed doors, which there are none, back, and the troglodytes' lives continue as normal. I'm now going to, just for posterity's sake, read the God Box's description. To let you, well, before we do that, I'll go over the Chronicle sheet. So, there are 4 objectives. Completing 3 of them would get you max prestige, XP, and gold. You completed 1 of them, so you will earn 1 prestige, 1 XP, and 1600 gold. The objectives were sacrifice metal to the God Box and open the trapdoor. Your allies disable the God Box. You remove the trinkets attached to the God Box. You defeat at least 10 troglodytes in combat.
It doesn't allow us to.
So how were you supposed to do that
It doesn't
without being an evil asshole?
characters, yet it gives us this.
You basically have to be an evil asshole. I don't really understand it because they make it very explicit that the troglodytes will not attack first. And even if you upset them, they will simply push you around rather than actually physically harm you.
Was there any what was I gonna ask?
You
How
got
many
a special
encounters did
boon, real quick. You have peacefully dealt with a den of troglodytes, and you are better equipped to do so again. You gain a +1 on all saving throws against the extraordinary abilities of humanoids with a reptilian subtype, and you gain a +2 diplomacy check against such creatures. You may cross this boon off of your sheet to double these bonuses for 5 minutes.
Okay, I can do.
So, and now for the description of God Home. Long ago, in another part of the universe, an autonomous probe designed to explore naturally occurring rifts in the fabric of space discovered one that led to a very unexpected place indeed, Galarian. Passing through the heightened magical fields surrounding Galarian transformed the probe's artificial intelligence into an animated spirit and altered its internal systems while leaving parts of its original programming intact. The probe arrived near the Emerald Spire, pulled in by the planar energies. From its new vantage, it continues its century-old missions, peering through invisible and intangible planar rifts to countless weird and unexplored dimensions. Obeying its ancient imperatives to nurture and protect sentient life, the probe uses its wondrous powers to provide for local dungeon denizens, a tribe of very peculiar troglodytes who call their mysterious benefactor Scraw Orm Thog, or in their own tongue, the Godbox. Great Godbox. And for those of you who are fans of amazing television shows, I took my inspiration for Blue versus Green tonight from Blue Drazi, Red Drazi from Babylon 5. Because Drazi are amazing. They're the best race. I don't know if any of you know what Babylon 5 is, but it kicks ass!
I know
I
of
know
it.
it.
I
I've
don't
never
watch
actually
it.
gotten around to seeing it.
Ooh, so painful. If you can get past the first season where they do all the build-up, 2 through 5 are pretty freaking amazing. It's like The
Well, that
Wire,
sounds about right.
where the first season is a build-up for the next 4 seasons.
Well, it appears
Or
that I will have
Supernatural.
lots of extra time that I didn't think I would have tonight.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So, as I said, you guys will be getting 1 XP, 1 PP, and 1,600 prestige points. And I must say, to the viewers at home, and to everyone that played this, if you thought... what's the neutral way to say this? If you were
Expecting it to-
puzzled by the unique setup for this level in the way that the Chronicle worked, you may want to comment on the Emerald Spire review page so that our good friend Jake Comp, the John Compton, has things to work with in the future.
Hold on, we only got 1 experience?
Yes.
Oh, this is perfect. Never mind, that's perfectly fine then. Oh, okay. That was gonna
Like
be
I
like 3
said,
experiences.
You get 1 experience, 1 prestige, 1,600 gold. So
Okay, that's perfect.
in the
that's
future,
perfectly
when you
fine.
guys might have slow track, you now probably will not have to slow track.
No, that's actually doesn't hurt as much as I
I
thought.
thought we were gonna get 3 experience. I was gonna
No.
fuck.
No.
Okay, no, this is really okay. That changes my opinion of this level from being, oh, that's terrible, to, oh, that's really clever, and I really like the roleplay interactions. Still a little bit short. Though.
Oh.
I still think it's stupid, but
I
I
know.
don't think it's crippling us going forward.
I think it's cool
No.
now. Now that it's not crippling.
Unless you want to be evil and just like, okay, time to be no freshmen.
1.5, it just gave us 1 experience.
It's just 1. So I'll get those Chronicle sheets out tomorrow morning. I will tell you that next week, I think, is going to be very difficult. I think if you thought Thrain's death was bad, wiping the whole party is probably going to be worse. So you better prep yourself before you wreck yourself. Next
Wow.
week is the real deal.
And wait, do we
Fun that we didn't get to level up or get a large
I know.
amount of gold to
I know.
prepare for that.
and do we
I
and
actually
don't
leveled
we
up
get
still.
the magical
I
items?
think. Let me verify.
What about magical items?
We don't get them. Yeah.
That's correct. You don't get them on your Chronicle sheet.
What's the tier for next level?
Wait.
An interesting question. I just closed the Chronicle sheet too. Let's look.
Tier-
Drowned level is 35.
Oh, yay! So we'll all be at level 3.
Well,
That's gonna
not
make
all of you
things
are at
fun.
level 3, but it should be tough. It's called the Drowned level, so no metagaming, but I think you might know what's going into this. And you may
Thankfully, I
prepare
still have
yourself.
some swim skill.
I could
I
even
may-
assume you guys, maybe got some intel from Slaug and Klaug that there's some water in your future.
That's probably where that water came from in their providing area.
I may consider running a couple of games just so I'm level 4 and I don't have to adjust my tracking.
I'm actually thinking about doing the same thing too.
You have 1 week
Yeah.
to do so.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm going to be going to Pathfinder Society 2 days at least. So.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure everybody on the forums be like, "Hey, you want to do a pickup game tonight?" And I'll be that guy to say, "Yeah."
Yeah, pickup games do seem pretty popular. They're much better organized than they used to be, at least. Oh man, last year around this time, they were so bad, so bad. At least we got people to stop putting "today" in the title of their posts. That was the worst. Only took
In a game?
like 5 years.
So do you want
Yeah,
to
One
purchase
guy,
this
the
then?
last post that had "today" in it got bumped up like 40 days later. And some guy was like, "Oh yeah, I'll join in this." And then the person who made the post is like, "This is, like 2 months old, guy."
I was actually thinking about doing the one that gives you the fairy drake as a familiar. If I can add this to this character, because the fairy drake will be amazing.
Being a fairy dragon. No spoilers
There we
onto
go.
which one that is, because that's uncool on stream. But the fairy dragon familiar, should it exist, which I won't say it will or will not, is amazing. I have it on 2 characters, and I think I might grab it on a 3rd.
Wait. Oh, you use a
GM.
star replay.
Yeah, I've never actually used any of the huge amount of replays that I have.
I have a question. Does it reset every year, or is this
No,
one
you have to
permanent?
get a boon to reset it. It's a convention boon for GMing. You have to be a GM
That's
to
what-
get it.
That's one thing I know. And I was like, yeah.
Darn, no one's running anything tomorrow. As far as I can see.
And I can't do it tomorrow because I'm going to be playing in Marissa game in the morning and watching your game tomorrow afternoon.
Oh yeah, my game
Well, let's-
tomorrow, Skulls and Shackles. Straight up, it's the best.
Let's play a game now. We got people.
I have a
I don't have
couple
anything
levels set
prepared.
up, but that would be going super late.
We've all got the time.
Ugh.
I don't think we have the time. I mean, a 4-hour game is going to take us to like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
God, I'd run something, but I am not comfortable with having figured out Roll20 as a GM yet.
Oh,
I would
really?
be.
I happen to know a guy who is both wearing a hat, has a beard, and is ruggedly handsome. Who is me? Who has videos on how to GM Roll20.
Yeah, I'll look into it.
I self-taught myself playing or jamming a Fallout homebrew. It was decent. It's not that hard to pick up
Good
on.
idea. But mine was Pathfinder Society specific, so yes, I do need everyone's purchases and day jobs and all of that stuff. And whether you are slow tracking or normal tracking this.
Well, I don't think we have an option of slow and normal now.
Well, we would have declared slow track at the beginning, and then
Yeah,
this
I
would have
just
happened.
needed to know if someone had done it or not.
Yeah.
I actually have to track this just because I did earlier and I gotta keep levels with you guys.
Because if we slow track, I imagine you get 0.5 experience.
I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of these games lately when they screw over you for being nice.
Yes, there are quite a few scenarios that are extremely famous for.
This isn't even screwing you over for being nice, it's screwing you over for actually role-playing.
It's actually not
No,
screwing you over
there's
though.
so many scenarios that screw you over for role playing. There's like
Oh.
a dozen of them where if you do not role play, you come out better than if you had role played.
That's
There's one where my party role played and it caused us to pull the entire dungeon.
Yep, that doesn't surprise me. There's a pretty famous one where role playing can revolve around a player's character killing themselves in a very low level scenario where there's no chance of coming back from that.
Yeah, I saw that. I remember that one.
Yes.
terrible.
Ugh.
86.
Who makes you feel worse for doing the right thing?
No, well, honestly, I felt like that at first, but after hearing the conclusion, I feel like the scenario isn't gimping us at all because it also reduces the experience gain, which just means we just slow track later, like you said. We don't lose like a comparatively huge amount of gold for being good.
Well, we lose over 2,000.
True.
We get 1,600 gold, yes, but the module also gives us one experience, which means it's just like a normal scenario instead.
Next time we see some innocent people, we need to go on a killing spree. Every level, we go on a killing spree and just pay the 2 PP for atonement.
I don't know that that's how atonement works. I think you might need to read that in order to get an atonement, you have to be willing and
You can lie about
repent
it.
for your crimes. You don't just atonement people where they're like, oh man, I sure did enjoy murdering several thousand people with mustard gas. And then you're like, atonement, and he's like, oh, I'm feeling pretty neutral right now. Well, don't know what to do with all this mustard gas. That's not how it works.
Welcome to Pathfinder Society. Evil laugh. But yeah, in the Tuesday game, Amon's not gonna atone. He's gonna keep being evil.
Excellent, excellent. So much more drama for that pony. I want to say, by the way, I wanted to do this earlier, but now's a great time. Season 9 of How I Met Your Mother finally got on Netflix. Great show. Glad to finally get to the end of it. I was so mad that I got through seasons 1 through 8 over the last few months, and then I got to season 9, and I was like, no! It's already started, and it's not on Netflix! My life is over.
I thought it ended. Or it's still going.
But they didn't add it to Netflix until like last week.
Oh, yeah. I'm on season 7 right now. I'm kind of working my way.
All right.
I can't wait till that new Avatar. They actually got smart and was like, you know what? No one's watching on Nickelodeon. We're going to put it online for everybody to watch it.
Yeah, it's a good idea. They're probably going to cancel it, though. I mean, this is going to be
that's a shame.
Well, they Superman hurt, so I was very happy about that. Because it's better than season 1, that quick fix at the end. It's like, let's just put a Band-Aid over it, and it's done. She got messed up.
I thought it was really stupid that they would use a metallic poison, knowing that half the people facing them are all earthbenders, but... Or the fact that, as was pointed out, the lightning bender didn't actually use his lightning until the final fight, when he could have just completely wrecked face the whole time.
Well, here's the thing. Most lightning bender usually has a last resort because it has that chance of backfiring.
But in season 1, he used it all the time.
But that was only when he was at a factory specifically made to absorb lightning.
And, like, kicking people's butts in the streets.
He didn't use lightning on that one. He used it on
like the first 3 episodes.
I thought it was only twice. I saw it twice. One with the factory.
Okay, he's a legit street gangster, ex-street gangster. Now he's a rogue, dirty cop. Actually, I guess he's not really a dirty cop. He's like the clean version of Dirty Harry. He should have been completely okay with just zapping people all the time. What was his name? Who was the bad guy from the first Avatar who ends up becoming Zuko? There we go. Zuko just runs around electrocuting people all the time because he's so badass.
What are you talking about? He couldn't do it all the time. He barely did it.
He did it when it counted.
See, that's my point. They wait till it's counted. Like against Among, he was like, "Okay, you're going to try to take my power."
He's a punk-ass bitch. Right up until the last season.
Damn, dog. That's so cold.
He's a punk until the last season. He's like, I'm going to get the Avatar. Now I'm going to work with the Avatar. Now I'm going to stare angstily at the Avatar's girlfriend. Now I may be working with the Avatar, but probably not. Now I'm total bros with the Avatar, and we do dragon dances together. Now I'm going to kill my sister.
I have to say, out of the season 1, Toph is my favorite character.
I have to say, out of season 1, I think it's like the second to the last episode where they do the recap, but it's in theater form, and it's all
hilarious.
Completely wrong. And at the end, everyone dies and the Fire Lord wins. That was awesome.
Hilarious. Toph didn't die. She wasn't there. She went off and be manly. Is Ivy played by a giant man? That's awesome!
He
Apparently it's supposed to
echolocates.
show.
That's what it was, right? Like he screamed like a bat. He was like, "Rawr!"
Yeah. I love Avatar.
All right,
Except
guys.
for season 2. Season 2 was bad. Other than knowing where their
Aw.
Avatar came from.
I think we got everyone's info here. So
Yeah.
sorry for it being so short this week, but I knew it going in, which is why I finally got around to Inevitable, where you can see things are happening behind the scenes. Silver Fox.
Is anything actually going to happen there, like encounter-wise, or is that just jump?
Conspiracy.
Will something happen? I don't know. Silver Fox.
And I'm like, for the revolution.
I will
Pay
point
no
out that I
attention.
can't add encounters. Like I can't add combat encounters or anything like that. So
That would be cool. That's what I was
Not
saying.
in-
do that
not-
because it's Pathfinder Society.
Not for credit.
But it's
I was sad
Pathfinder
when you-
Society game, so I can't do it anyway.
Yeah. After the
Yeah.
game is over, there's a secondary encounter out of combat or out of society
At-
play.
Yes, when you are all the way at the end, you're basically going to be at the level where you're as powerful as either a head of state or a venture captain.
No, I mean at the end of a session, but
Oh.
yeah.
Sure, you could go beat up some silver foxes or, rep your Hell Knights gang
Oh,
signs, yellow ribbons in the
Troglodytes.
street.
Well,
Maybe Kyle go around seeing Aster's face everywhere. They're just gonna put it on like every door. Suspected fugitive, suspicious character, wanted in
Get 'em.
connection with the silver fox.
I think I want to get me a Silver Fox tattoo. Just to piss her off.
Wow.
I'm gonna-
Yeah, that sounds like a terrible idea. Since
I'm going to face it straight
This is
on my
society play. What's she gonna do to me? Send me to jail?
keep you out of the town.
I'm just going to put a
I
silver
can walk it back home.
straight on
I'll
my
hoof it.
forehead.
Oh no, please don't. Silver fox. Alright guys. Thank you for showing up this week. Sorry it's a little short. Also thank you to all of our regular viewers who showed up. You guys are awesome. If you're catching
How many
this on
viewers?
YouTube, please follow, like, or subscribe, whichever medium you're watching this in. And check out the Emerald Spire project. If you ever think of running this series of adventures, I found it very helpful. You might find it as helpful as watching these videos. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Hey, Arthur.